Good morning. At 7:20 this morning, CMPD officers were dispatched to a larceny from vehicle call at the 6100 block of Wingdale Court. That call had then been upgraded. Apparently the suspect had pointed a gun at a victim, and so officers from two divisions responded. The first officer on scene began a foot chase with the suspect. Another officer arrived and also began pursuing that suspect on foot. When the officer caught the suspect turned and fired a shot, striking the officer. The officer returned fire, and the suspect continued to flee. The suspect was not hit. Another officer took that suspect into custody. A gun was recovered from the suspect. The officer that was shot, thankfully, is non-life threatening, and we'll release his name later today. Questions?
Any other injuries besides the gunshot wound?
No. I want to say this: the suspect in this case is 14 years old. He's going to be charged with robbery and attempted murder of a police officer. I employ parents, guardians. Know where your children are. Know where they are at all times. Get them involved in constructive things. 14-year-old children should not be breaking into cars, stealing or possessing firearms, and confronting and assaulting anyone, the public or law enforcement. We're fortunate today this wasn't more serious, both for the police, our officer, and the suspect and the victim himself. So I just want to make sure we reiterate that it is a bad day in Charlotte or anywhere where a 14-year-old possesses a gun and tries to kill a police officer.
Where was the officer shot? Do you know?
He was shot in the upper body, and fortunately, again, non-life threatening. We believe he'll be released today.
Do you have anything to say to the residents? There's been a lot of people coming around wondering what's going on. Any note to them?
Sure. So again, originally this was a car break-in. We don't know where the suspect got his gun. It's possible it was recovered or retrieved from a car during a break-in out here, so I would ask them to check their property, secure their firearms, and know that this is an incident that is now resolved. And once we finish our investigation today, hopefully life will get back to normal around here.
You said,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
You said he could have gotten this gun from another car or something. So are you guys trying to figure out how many cars he broke into exactly?
We know that there's a car broken into here. We can't assume he got the gun from that car or another car. I'm saying to the public, a lot of folks get guns from unsecured vehicles or vehicles that have unsecured weapons in them.
Right.
So if you're a gun owner, be responsible.
And you made an address to parents to know where your kids are at all times, and just being vigilant, if I could speak. But how important, what message do you have today for those kiddos who are out of school, probably bored, scrolling on social media and seeing different things? What's your message to them for them to act accordingly and not do something that will cost them, their freedom or their life?
Certainly. We have perspective as adults that what would we do differently? I think engage your passions, find productive things to do, seek a mentor, find some adult that believes in you, and get guidance from them. Kids need things to do besides being bored and breaking into cars and doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And I think that adults need to look for kids like that need guidance and support them. It makes a difference. It just takes one person.
And you said that the suspect had pointed the gun at a victim. Was that the owner of the car? Was there any indication that they knew each other? Like, who is this other person in this scenario?
There's no indication of that. That'll come out later, but I believe it was the victim of, somebody found the suspect in their car, and at that point the suspect pointed a gun at that victim or another person. Not sure at this point, but that was the original call.
And they weren't harmed?
They were not harmed, thankfully.
Do you have an estimate about how much longer
It should be released mid-afternoon, I would imagine. And CMPD will handle this investigation. The officer that fired their weapon did not strike any other person, so that the State Bureau of Investigation will not be handling this. This will be a CMPD case. Our internal affairs is here doing an internal investigation, as well as our criminal investigations division, homicide unit, conducting the assault on an officer, attempted murder of an officer investigation.
To be clear, that's because the officer who fired the shot didn't hit anyone. That's
Yep.
why the state will not be getting involved.
That is correct. In consultation with the State Bureau of Investigation and the District Attorney's Office, that is why CMPD will handle this.
Any other questions for the chief?
One question. With the holidays, everything going on, a lot of people are getting desperate and wanting to do those carjackings. Do you have any advice for people just being vigilant when they go and they head out for the holiday season, for them to be safe?
Certainly. We don't want people to be afraid, but we just want people to have situational awareness, to know their surroundings, look around before they park or socialize outside and things like that. Just, have a purpose for where you're going and what you're doing. And if you see anything suspicious, obviously call 911. That helps a lot. When you see something that doesn't feel right, listen to your instinct and let us know about it.
All right, we do need to get the chief back to work as he directs this investigation. Any additional information we'll make sure to forward out to you.